Welcome to Sports Now. I'm Kirsten Peters.
And I'm Ariel Reed.
Before we take a look at all of the Wilkes Athletics games this week, Teylor Gordy has an interview with women's soccer head coach John McNichol.
Thanks, Kirsten. Today we're here with Wilkes women's soccer head coach John McNichol.
Thanks for having me, Teylor.
Thanks for joining us today. Coach McNichol, the women's soccer team is 4-5-1 and 1-1 in conference play. I mean, that's pretty good. That's okay. That's not bad. Out of all the places that you could have coached at, why Wilkes? And what has changed since you've been here?
So I think anytime you get into coaching as a career, you always have an idea of where you want to end up. And for me, being a playing product of a Division III school, I really enjoy the Division III identity and the philosophy. So for me, I always knew I wanted to coach at a Division III institution. I was fortunate enough to be a grad assistant right out of school, and then got a head coaching job after 6 years as an assistant coach at Penn College in Williamsport, and always knew I wanted to be back in Wilkes-Barre. I went to Kings. I really enjoyed my time there, but from afar, being able to look at Wilkes and everything they were doing with the campus at the time over the last 10 years, it's been exciting. I lived downtown with my wife, and we had seen, we would go for a run. You just see all the new buildings and everything popping up, and just everything Wilkes was doing with the majors and the academic side of things. Wilkes was really a very desirable location for me, and when the job fortunately popped up, I was really excited, was fortunate to get through the entire interview process and be offered the position. And the great part about it is, even though during the interview process you're trying to make a school want to hire you, the school really sold itself with the people that we have on campus, the campus itself, and I've been very fortunate to be here. And since I've been here, seeing the completion of the Greenway, and just 2 weekends ago having the dedication of Bruggerworth Field over at the athletic complex at Ralston has been fantastic, and I could not be happier to be here. In terms of changes, I think whenever there's a new coach, there is going to be some change. Coach Samoski did an incredible job here for the 16 years that he was on campus, and there wasn't a lot that needed to be changed. There's some minor stuff with the formation that we play and little things that we do day in and day out, but I would say for the most part the changes are very minor, and to the outside really wouldn't look like there's a lot of change. But I think if you ask the girls, they would say it might be some stuff that's significantly different. But I love being here at Wilkes and hope I'm here for a very long time.
Thanks, Coach. I'm sure the feelings are mutual. Just hearing the passion that you have, do you think that you will get emotional when you lose some of your key seniors?
Yeah, I mean, I think anytime you lose people, goodbyes are hard. And I think for me, it's been tough, when you're new. With our freshmen last year, I'm going to get 4 years with them. Our freshmen this year, it was our first recruiting class. So I almost feel like I missed a little bit of time with last year's seniors, obviously this year's seniors, and next year's seniors, only getting 1, 2, and 3 years with them. But in that short time that I've had here, they've made a tremendous impact on me as a coach and as a person. And I think anytime you think about, hey, this is that last time we'll get to go out on the field together here at Wilkes, or that day that you honor them, it's always a tough moment. And I think emotions are definitely high, and I think for us it's really trying to control our emotions on that day, because we have a very talented Eastern side coming in and have to make sure that we take care of business after our ceremony on the prior to the match. But at the same time, we're really excited, and we have a great group of seniors. They all deserve that honoring and recognition. And I think senior day is an exciting day. It's emotional, but I think our banquet is usually where you tend to see a little bit more of that emotion, because that is that final farewell to everybody as a group. But we just have such an incredible group of seniors. We have 9 great young women who I was fortunate enough to get 2 years with. I wish I could be selfish and have all 4 years of their career, but to have those 2 years has been very special, and I'm very fortunate and can't wait to thank them for that time on Saturday.
Thanks, Coach. So thank you so much for being here today. We wish you and your players the best of luck for the rest of the season. And now back to Kirsten and Eric for more.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thanks, Teylor. In other news, Colonel football took the cake this week with a 36-35 overtime victory against Misericordia, while women's soccer, field hockey, and women's volleyball each split their contests for the week.
Freshman wide receiver Nate Whitaker returned an opening kick 93 yards to the house, setting the tone for the rest of the football game. A kick through the uprights by freshman Justin Pollock gave Wilkes a 7-0 lead, while fans were still filling into their seats.
Senior linebacker Bud Moyer blocked Misericordia's field goal attempt on the following drive. Senior quarterback Jose Tabora finished Wilkes' drive with a 23-yard pass to junior wide receiver Richard Ermias to give the Colonels a 14-0 lead just 4 minutes into the game.
Following a crackback block penalty with an interception, Tabor was assessed with back-to-back unsportsmanlike conduct penalties, resulting in his ejection with under 4 minutes to go in the first quarter.
The Cougars were able to tie the game at 14 before a fumble recovery by junior linebacker Cole Jesmer gave Wilkes the ball. Sophomore quarterback Doug Weiss, the third-string quarterback who replaced Tabora, did his job to get sophomore fullback Jeremiah Acker into the end zone for the 20-14 lead heading into halftime.
Misericordia started the second half with the ball and put points on the board. On Wilkes' possession, freshman running back Jaquan Shields ran 4 times to find the end zone for the 26-21 lead. A field goal put the Colonels up 29-21.
Misericordia tied the game at 29 and sent the game to overtime, where they found the end zone in 4 plays. They missed the extra point, which proved to be crucial in the Colonels' victory.
On 4th and 12, Wiest found Whitaker as he was being hit for a touchdown, with Pollock connecting on the extra point to send Wilkes' sideline into a frenzy.
Weiss finished 9 of 17 for 79 yards with 1 touchdown, while Shields recorded a career-high 154 yards to go with a touchdown, stealing the top spot for the day.
Whitaker was named MAC Co-Special Teams Player of the Week following the victory.
Outside of the exciting Colonel football game, women's soccer, field hockey, and women's volleyball went 500 on the week. Men's soccer struggled to put a win on the board, however, tying with Kings and suffering a loss to DeSales.
Kings took a 1-0 lead just 2 minutes and 41 seconds into the contest. However, junior midfielder Nicholas Gatos scored the lone Colonel goal 53 seconds later to tie the game at 1 with Kings.
However, that was all the excitement Wilkes would have in this game, played entirely in the rain, as neither team would be able to find the back of the net in 2 overtimes.
Despite the men's tie with Kings, the women had the Monarchs pegged, snagging a 5-1 victory. Wilkes tallied an impressive 4 goals in the final 20 minutes of the game.
Senior forward Jessica Egan got Wilkes on the board in the 21st minute, with Kings answering back 16 minutes later to tie the contest at 1.
Sophomore midfielder Karina Vargas had a clean rocket shot in the second half to take the edge for Wilkes. Jessica Egan followed with another goal, and forwards Tatiana Mansura and Allison Pete closed out the Colonel scoring.
However, neither Colonel soccer team was able to beat DeSales, with the men falling 2-1 and the women falling 1-0.
Despite the victories against Kings for Colonel soccer, field hockey fell 4-3 to Kings in the final minutes of their contest.
On senior day, however, Wilkes was ready to go, stopping Delaware Valley 2-1.
The Aggies took an early 1-0 lead in the first quarter, but the goals by juniors Zoe Stepanski and Allie Dunn claimed the comeback victory.
Stepanski added her second penalty stroke of the season, while Dunn notched the game-winning tally with just over 11 minutes remaining in the final frame.
As for women's volleyball, the Colonels won 2 contests and lost 2 contests.
In their first match, however, the contest was about more than just volleyball. Despite losing 3-0 to DeSales, both teams came together for Pediatric Cancer Night. The Colonels honored the Go for the Gold Foundation with custom-made t-shirts worn by both teams during warm-ups and yellow shoelaces.
All of the proceeds for the event went to the Go for the Gold Foundation and promoted awareness about children's cancer.
Following their 3-0 loss to DeSales, the Colonels recorded back-to-back victories against Penn State Berks and Rutgers Camden.
In the 5-set thriller with Penn State Berks, senior opposite hitter Jamie Mikovich led Wilkes with 21 kills, a new career high of 28 digs, and 4 aces.
Senior middle hitter Michelle Natalie recorded the game-winning kill, producing a career-high 12 kills on the night with a .407 hitting percentage.
Against Rutgers Camden, the Colonels avenged their September 21st loss with a 3-0 victory. Mikovich led the way with 20 kills, 17 digs, and 3 service aces.
Sophomore setter Carly Huffman had 37 assists to fuel the Colonels' offensive attack and added 10 digs on defense.
As for men's and women's cross country, the women took 4th place and the men took 7th place at the Hood College Open.
Freshman Mia Hensel led all Colonels with a time of 24 minutes and 57 seconds for 25th place.
Senior Carolyn Rickard and junior Autumn Pedron finished 29th and 35th respectively.
Junior Noah Molina ran a season-best 27:59 in the 8K for a 28th place finish. His time was the 12th best mark in 8K program history.
As for the Beacon's Athlete of the Week, on the men's side, it's junior cross-country runner Noah Molina, and on the women's side, it's senior soccer player Delphina Breaky.
Be sure to grab your copy of the Beacon that comes out every Tuesday to see the Athlete of the Week spreads and the rest of the sports section. Now that's all we have today for Sports Now. I'm Kirsten Peters.
And I'm Ariel Reed. We'll be back after this public service announcement.